Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of the Geeking Out podcast. I am the Athletic Geek, joined by EZ this week.
Holla, holla.
And, we had such a good time going back and watching some classic All Japan Pro Wrestling that, well, we thought we'd do that again. Throw that in with the pile of all the things we're going to be watching because, in addition to WCW, EZ hasn't seen a lot of classic All Japan or NWA or
I've watched some NWA before.
The classic NWA with Ric Flair and Ricky Steamboat and the original Horsemen and Arn Anderson and
I have the Ric Flair DVD.
So there's some stuff for so basically this is just going to be the WCW stuff will continue because it's legendary in multiple ways.
Yeah.
But we're just gonna expose EZ to all sorts of wrestling. He will be a super cultured wrestling man by the time we're done with all this.
Who says I'm not cultured?
You'll be more cultured.
Maybe I am cultured. I'm what cultured? Ha!
That's your first problem right there. Other than Simon Miller, and yes, I just said that out loud. Other than
Simon, don't diss the Simon.
I said other than Simon, and you have a problem there. Simon's the best.
Yes.
But
Simon number one.
But some of the other folks there, and to be fair, they'd probably not like my stuff either, so there you go.
Anyway, so Japan matches, what are we watching?
This is, the last time you watched a real famous match in the internet wrestling fan lore, you watched, the famous Misawa versus Kawada match. This is the next defense of Mitsuharu Misawa's Triple Crown Championship in July of 1994. But this time he's not wrestling one of his fellow All Japan countrymen. He is wrestling a gaijin from Oklahoma. He's wrestling Dr. Death Steve Williams.
Cool.
Are you familiar with Dr. Death, or is this your first time you've heard of him?
I think I might have seen him on the WCW stuff we've watched.
He hasn't been on there yet, but
I've seen him in highlight, I guess.
Yeah.
In the past.
So
I have heard of him. I'm just cool.
Steve Williams, he wrestled for Bill Watts's UWF. Then eventually went to Jim Crockett's NWA. Did some stuff in WCW in the early 90s. And he really found his best success, in my opinion, in All Japan Pro Wrestling. He was, in my opinion, one half of the greatest gaijin tag team in Japanese wrestling history. The Miracle Violence Connection with Terry Gordy. There's a match of that we're gonna be watching sometime in the not too distant future. But this is Dr. Death's opportunity to win the top prize in All Japan Pro Wrestling. More background on Dr. Death. He was actually an All-American football player and wrestler at OU. So he was good at two major college sports at once. He played for the Barry Switzer Oklahoma Sooners. So that was back when Oklahoma was really good. So,
yeah. And now the program is going to collapse once they go to the SEC. Just my opinion.
College football as a whole is collapsing because you have people opting out of the playoffs. But that's another debate for another day.
Yeah. Tune in for Just Us College Football, Mark.
No, because it'd pretty much just be Notre Dame won, or they lost. Okay, that's all I know about college football. Have a good day.
Yeah.
It's like Just Us baseball. Cardinals won. Cardinals lost. That's it. That's all I know about baseball.
But NASCAR, I've been toying with that idea.
But
I know, it's not your channel.
no, not. There's too
At
many
least not
people.
yet.
I I fired shots as significantly more popular YouTube channel on wrestling because I do feel I could do as good a content as them. I can't do as good a racing content as Darian or Slap or the Iceberg or Brock Beard or anybody like that.
David Land, well, though he does IndyCar, but still.
I couldn't do better than him at IndyCar. No. But, all right, so Dr. Death Steve Williams, the rough, tough former football player Gaijin that is coming to Japan to take on the ace of All Japan Pro Wrestling, Mitsuharu Misawa. We have a link for the YouTube channel, Classic Puro 83, to watch this match in the description box. So go pull that up and press maybe. Damn iPad. Press play right now.
Oh, no intros?
Yeah, you get the intros today.
Yeah. Man, he is bulked up. I'm here like cheers and jeers for Dr. Death.
I mean,
I know he's a Gaijin.
He's a Gaijin, and there's no real like clear heel faces in All Japan. Sometimes, sometimes Misawa would cheat, and sometimes the Gaijin and the would be noble. That's just kind of how it was. It's kind of kind of bring back the college football analogy.
Yeah.
So in some places, Alabama or Notre Dame or Ohio State or Michigan. In some places, they're the cheered team, and in some places they're not. And it just kind of depends on what the crowd's feeling that day.
So props to somebody whoever got the streamers on the lights. That's a good throwing arm right there.
But one of the things that I always thought was really cool about the success of people like Dr. Death and also Stan Hansen in All Japan Pro Wrestling. Stan Hansen's maybe the greatest Gaijin that ever went to Japan.
What? Not Kenny Omega?
I think that they're way ahead of Omega. That's not saying Omega's not in the conversation.
I know.
I'm not saying Kenny isn't in the conversation, but I think these guys were definitely
I know, like set the standards and all that.
Oh yeah. But part of like Stan Hansen, like I think part of the reason why the Japanese fans were so enamored with him is he was literally a giant cowboy. He was a giant, like, cliche of an American coming in and just, like, in a cowboy hat and with a rope and knocking the Japanese guys down. They're like, here's this big, tough American and with his fucking cowboy hat on. And it's like their cliche of America.
Pretty much. All right, this time I'm going to put the match on mute because it's like as much as I'm trying to learn Japanese, it's
don't put it completely on mute because you do need to hear at least a few times when the commentators get excited. Yeah, you got to hear the crowd at least. At least put enough to where you can hear the crowd.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Let's see, Stevie. Oh.
But going kind of on that same vein, part of the reason why, to me, it seemed like Dr. Death, because he was a football player, something that wasn't really known about hardcore back then in Japan, American rules football, and he's literally, part of his offense is getting in a 3-point stance and tackling you. They're like, oh, and look, it's this big football player and he's beating up our guys,
So, yeah. So how did Williams get involved with this conversation to fight
He just really success.
Misawa?
He just got was really just successful. He had some wins and became the number one contender. It was just kind of one of those deals.
Cool.
Saddest part of this whole thing is neither one of these guys are with us anymore.
That is a shame. Oh, there we go.
Oh. The thing that I like the most about these these classic All Japan matches is they're really good matches, but there's not a lot of flashy moves. It's just like everything is done with such a realism effect. Like you feel like you're still watching sports with these matches. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah.
Like it's not like you're not, and I'm not trying to get on a soapbox about damn flippy shit, killing the best. I'm not trying to do that, but just it shows you don't have to be the Young Bucks or Will Ospreay to have a good match in Japan. Like you don't have to have those sort of things. You could just have some real strong and crisp looking offense to make everything seem meaningful. That you buy into the fact that you're really watching a struggle for the championship right now. I mean, we saw that in the Quad match.
Kind of like trying to gauge to the slow builds that
It's
these guys have, but it's it does hurt a little bit, especially for someone who loves the hyper action that they've grown up with. But I still respect the kind of way that they're fighting.
it's like again going back to the football analogy. It's okay, we're just first drive we're gonna run the ball and we're gonna have a couple over the middle passes and some play action and we don't got to open up the playbook right now. It's still the first quarter. The playbook doesn't have to be opened up yet.
Or you're like the Denver Broncos and you forget how many timeouts you have or haven't even used. Kind of like that.
Hey, they won. They won on Sunday.
Yeah, but they ain't going to. They'll go to the Super Bowl. You just gotta buy tickets.
I want to date this too much, but didn't somebody's team try and do a backwards lateral to another team just this week when the game was tied and they could have sent it to overtime and still won? I wasn't going to bring that up. I wasn't going to bring that up at all.
Football has ended, so I don't know. It's been a while. In the Toronto Argos, we got more championships than the entire city of Green Bay.
Who?
Toronto Argonauts. Exactly.
Who?
So good. Their team's so good you don't know who they are.
What would happen if they actually played the Packers?
Actually, well, funny enough, there has been an exhibition contest between the Buffalo Bills and the Hamilton Tiger Cats. I think Buffalo, they did win, but not by much.
Did they play their starters or did they play the third team guys?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm not a mark about the NFL. I just like it. I like the product. And also, yes, and I'm not happy with what happened.
Yeah, I wasn't going to say anything, but...
I know, don't worry. Oh.
It's a good drop kick for a big man like that.
I see you. two, two. Sweet. Sorry.
It's becoming about as annoying as the Ocho that fans are doing now.
Huh?
One, the referee's counting 5, 6, 7. Ocho! Really is getting annoying.
I haven't even heard that before.
Like, oh, that's cute the first couple times she did it. Um, the one thing that they kind of emphasize a little bit in All Japan that you see a little bit with certain people's matches in AEW, and Excalibur, to his credit, brings it up. Going for covers, not necessarily because you think you're going to win, but because that's going to make them expend more energy to just try and kick out. So by going for the cover, you're actually weakening your opponent. That's a cool move.
Go. Uh-oh. Don't make... Stevie's got like a look saying like, don't make me angry. Oh, nice slam. No. Why does he look like he is like the body stunt double of the Hulk TV show?
It's because he's just a big dude. But and that's something else. Like they build up to big moves a lot in this style of wrestling. That's something you don't see a lot these days. And I think
But
got your foot on the ropes and they hike their leg over and then grapevine their foot. It's like, no, you don't. I'm surprised I haven't seen something like that just yet out of somebody like Garcia or Danielson yet.
Yeah.
Dr. Death doing my go-to move whenever I'm having a match like this on something like Revenge or No Mercy. Okay, they're down. Just start kicking them. just keep pressing that button and kick them right now.
Oh, nice dive. Oh, you gonna jump? You gonna start flying?
Oh.
Not bad.
It's pretty on the money.
Yeah.
It's kind of like if you were actually going to do a dive in a fight, that's just kind of a to-the-point dive. Boom! So earlier in the match, if you didn't notice this, there are two people that came to the ring with Dr. Death. One of them was his tag team partner, Terry Gordy, and the other one would later become the vice president of talent relations and the general manager of Monday Night Raw, Johnny Ace.
Oh no.
Johnny Ace was a big star in All Japan.
And the last person you want to see in a WWE locker room.
Oh, absolutely. But in all Japan, he he got pushed pretty hardcore because of
Oh, 1, 2. That looks like a fast count.
yeah, there he is. There's old Johnny Ace in the corner there with his with the towel on.
I didn't even notice.
Most people don't.
I say, oh my god.
Yep,
The fucking hair.
this is 1994. Oh,
Did I just hear somebody say, what was that?
I'm not sure someone would, but if they did, if they did, that's how stunned they are.
I swore I just heard somebody say, what was that? Oh. I'm hearing that again! Where are the English commentators at?
Non-existent. Very non-existent, especially at this time in wrestling, where this sort of pro wrestling was. There really wasn't a market for this in America then, like at all. This whole match is like it's kind of funny because it's like, the last match we saw Misawa be so in control of so many things, and now it's just like a struggle for him to try and get his offense in. There's a little spot call, a little obvious spot calling from Doc.
Okay, so it's probably Steve Williams, like, talking or something.
Oh, Oklahoma Stampede.
Oh.
Is he gonna hit it? That's his finishing moves. He hits you in the. He rams your back into the turnbuckle and then he slams you down the mat. It's called the Oklahoma Stampede.
No.
Two. But everything, have you noticed that everything that Doc has done in the match has been like about the back and the legs and Misawa?
Pretty much.
This is the one time I will get on my soapbox where it's like, I like that sort of thing where it's like, hey, if you're wanting to set up for a finishing move, maybe your small move should be weakening the thing that your finisher targets. Yeah. Hey, let's do a few runs. Let's do a few runs so that way they'll stack the box and then we can throw it over their head. Sort of thing. Oh, that was cool. I've seen this match twice in my life. I saw it for the very first time on a bootleg Misawa DVD that I bought. And then I watched it again a couple days ago before we decided. I said, like, hey, this is probably the next best match we should do. Or it's at least the next match in All Japan canon.
Oh, what you got, Stevie?
Got a bear hug.
One, no. In the hype. Oh, whoa! Good throw.
That's the other thing about this match is it'd been a long time since somebody just kind of had a. It's been a long time since someone was just kind of one step ahead of Misawa the whole way of the match. And that's kind of the one thing they're wanting to put over with this is just like, it. Ever since Misawa kind of took his spot as the top guy, nobody's ever just kind of like had an answer for everything. It not to drudge up bad memories, but it oh shit. It's kind of like the Eagles Super Bowl win against the Patriots. It's like, how many times did someone actually just like really seem to have an answer for everything that Bill Belichick could throw at them? Not very often.
I like the fact that at least one of those teams went back to the Super Bowl and won it. So Philly, where were you? Dilly. And what has happened since?
They could pretty well be back on their way to the Super Bowl this year, from what I've seen of the Eagles.
Yeah, because for once they're actually sticking with a quarterback.
Hey, they had no choice that year, but you get what I'm saying. How often did a team just like, wait a minute?
Oh, come on, Stevie, let's see. Oh, nice head kick.
How often did somebody just like take the best team in the NFL and just be like out game plan them? And that's kind of what Williams is doing in this match.
I always say this, especially during the Brady Belichick era. You want to beat the Patriots, run the damn ball. And that's what Philly did. Actually, they had good offensive chemistry, and pass just ran out of luck. And frankly, I wasn't mad because I really don't have anything against the Eagles. As a matter of fact, they're the only NFC East team I like or just have respect for.
That's kind
Giants are just embarrassing. Washington is having some daddy issues, to say the least. And nobody likes the Cowboys.
But two of those teams did something that nobody was ever able to do, and that was out game plan Bill Belichick, and that's we're seeing.
I just find that so funny that the two teams that the Pats have lost to in the Super Bowl in the Brady era are from the NFC East. So Washington, Dallas, stay the hell away from us.
Oh, if the Cowboys and the Patriots play in the Super Bowl, the fan bases will both be unbearable.
I think everyone would boycott the Super Bowl. Like, which team do I hate the most? Oh, both of these teams? Screw it. Let's watch some hockey.
It's kind of what I did in the Rams Patriots Super Bowl. It's like, oh hey, there's football. I don't care.
He didn't think the greatest show on turf 2.0 is gonna work.
I
1, 2. Speaking of which, good power bomb, and oh man, here we go.
I just don't. I don't like either team, so I'm like, okay. If there's nothing, if there's no one to root for, I don't watch. You know, I didn't watch when the Chiefs played the Buccaneers. I
Oh,
wonder,
here we go.
yeah.
Oh, frog splash.
It's
Oh my
it
god.
was something that was so rare that when it happened, it was very special in the NFL, and this is the All Japan equivalent of this never happens. What is going on? And then to like make it worse, it's like this big,
Oh,
rough,
one
tough
more
gaijin
frog
heel
splash.
that's doing it to
One,
Misawa.
2. Oh my god.
You know,
I'm kind of liking this one better.
it's not cold. Yeah, there's a lot of people that feel this is better than the other match, but they're kind of outnumbered by Dave Meltzer supporters. The other match has this lore to it. This one like flies under the radar.
For
Um,
me, it's like I could give two shits with Meltzer, Cornette, or hell even Bully Ray, or at least with the last two, I don't give two shits. But it's like a match is a match to me.
the other one, the other match kind of had that buzz about it like the Okada Omega matches did in its day.
Yeah.
Back in its day, like what that match had now. The
Uh
Kawada
oh.
match had in that day, but to me,
Oh. Uh oh. Wow.
you know,
Now everyone's going nuts. Oh, and oh. Okay, I don't know if that was a botch or not.
no, that's part of the story.
Okay.
That was him going, "I'm okay, no, I'm not."
Uh oh.
So you rarely see
Damn it, we
you
killed them guys.
you rarely saw anybody bring in a game plan that Tom Brady and Bill Belichick had no answer for. You rarely saw anybody come at Misawa with something where it feels like he just doesn't have an answer. Like how, this is the in canon for All Japan. This is the best wrestler in the world, and this
That's why
this
I
big
rarely
rough
see
and
like a
tough man.
referee. It's funny. I rarely see like a referee like actually slap one of the competitors like, "Hey, wake up!" or
Again,
like,
it brings back that realism factor. Like you feel more like you're watching a fight now than. And I'm not saying like all wrestling has to be this way. It doesn't.
yeah, exactly.
I'm not one of those guys. But I'm saying that when it's done that way and it's done well. I like it, and I like it a lot.
I'm just picturing like what would happen if if Jericho was knocked out. You just see Aubrey Edwards just like slapping his face, like, "Hey, wake up!" I would not keep a straight face.
If it were played for seriousness like this was, and not played for laughs, it would be pretty cool.
Yeah, obviously, but
But the thing is
eh,
a lot of things that are like that would be played for laughs, and that's not just AEW. It's American wrestling. It'd be played for laughs, and
here we go. Oh yeah, now we're looking like we're watching a fight.
yeah. Oh, also, again, not to trudge up some bad memories, but you gotta give a shout out to Southern Illinois University for the second Giants Patriots Super Bowl for producing the guy that scored the go ahead touchdown,
Uh-huh.
Brandon Jacobs.
I don't know why I thought you were thinking of. I was thinking of David Tyree, but whatever.
No, Brandon Jacobs was the he was a Saluki.
Good for him. I just don't think. How old was I? I just don't think younger me would really care because people like don't talk to me.
Oh, Oklahoma Stampede!
Oh yeah.
There it is.
Oh, here we go. Let's see. Let's see. Oh damn.
Now that is a big fucking deal to kick out the Oklahoma Stampede. That was a big deal.
But I literally this is my expectations and how I knew and how I thought the Patriots were going to win it all. For
Oh,
one of my
hang on.
uncles, oh, good, cover. But anyways, one of my relatives gifted me a Super Bowl 42 football. Oh,
Mm.
what? What?
Yep.
Whoa!
Misawa's over
Whoa,
700-day
whoa!
reign
The
ended.
crowd is just swarming.
Was ended by Dr. Death Steve Williams. And
And
that is
oh, I had no title celebration.
not on that one. I'm sure like on the actual airing there was, but
But damn.
yeah, that is
Oh, there's more. I see. There's like from October 11th.
we got all of that era on YouTube, which is going to make this very very easy to do. But
Haha.
um the next All Japan match that we will do, we're going to go back in time even more from that match. Well, first of all, before we go there, what did you think of your first time seeing Dr. Death Steve Williams in Japan?
I was quite surprised, but honestly, that was really cool.
Yeah, yeah, that was. Again, do you kind of see why I say, hey, Omega's in the conversation, but this is why this guy I put him ahead of Omega a little bit, or at least like do you understand why people would have
Yeah,
that
I can
opinion
see
now?
why.
Yeah, yeah, kind of. He had more of a, and I guess this was a product of the time. Um, he had more of the evil American about him than, and I know obviously Kenny's not American, but he kind of had like this aura of like, here's just big fucking this big fucking American from Oklahoma who's gonna come in and just beat the shit out of your heroes, sort of
Yeah.
thing. Which again, maybe not something that really works now, but it's something that was very much a part of the wrestling scene then.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was. I love me some Dr. Death in All Japan. Maybe not so much his WWF run, but his All Japan stuff. I'm all about, and that's why we are going to be going further back in time to another really good match involving both Dr. Death and Misawa and Kawada and the late Terry Bam Bam Gordy. That's right, for our next match we'll be watching along to, we will be going back to, let me look up the date.
I literally didn't even realize we were doing more videos.
Mm. Oh, do you not want to do any more All Japan?
No,
Or?
you're fine. You're fine. I mean, I don't mind.
Yeah, we're
I
going.
guess it
We're going
depends on
back. We're going to the exact date, December 6th, 1991. The finals of the Real World Tag League. Mitsuharu Misawa and Toshiaki Kawada versus
Wait, I need to find the video. Okay, Misawa versus Kawada. There we go.
Misawa
Okay,
and
here it goes.
Kawada versus Dr. Death Steve Williams and Terry Bam Bam Gordy,
Yep.
the Miracle Violence Connection. Not anymore tonight. This is the next episode. Next episode.
Next episode. Okay, never mind. I thought we were doing it right now.
No. The next episode, the finals of the 1991 Real World Tag League in All Japan Pro Wrestling. It's their big year-end tag team tournament, and that is the finals. And yeah, that is what we're going to be doing next time. We'll see you then.
Latest.